Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and let's look at another movie. Shockingly, I've only watched this movie, I think once. I can't be sure, but probably twice. I'm actually thinking I've probably watched this movie twice, but the first time was in maybe towards the end of 2002, early 2003. This movie is from 2002, by the way. And I think I rented this movie from. There was this guy who used to bring in the previous place that I used to live by. He used to bring these DVDs that you can actually rent, and they were like really cheap DVDs that you could actually rent out. I think they were mostly CDs, if I'm not mistaken. Right, so instead of VHS tapes, he would have these, and I would watch them on my computer. And give it back to him. So the rent was really cheap. So he used to live in the neighborhood, so he would come by, and you can take a membership with this guy. So I think I only had a membership with him for about a year or so. I think he moved away from that area. So, but I do remember I watched a few movies from him, and one of them was this one. And then I think I've seen it once more, maybe on cable, maybe downloaded, maybe streamed. I'm not really sure, but I think I've at least seen this movie twice. I am talking about The Guru, if you've already seen from the title. And this is a 2000 movie starring Jimmy Mistry, who is a British Indian. He's like half British, half Indian, I guess. Um, British Indian actor. He plays the eponymous character, the Guru. Heather Graham, who was absolutely beautiful back then. I mean, I think she still is kind of hot. But I haven't seen her in movies recently. I think Hangover 3 was the last one that I've seen her in. And Marissa Tomei. So these are the three main actors, and you've got a bunch of awesome, awesome performances by the supporting cast. Dash Mihok, who plays Rusty McGee, he plays Heather Graham's fiance in this movie. Michael McKean, who plays the director, producer of, sorry, not director, yeah, producer and director of adult movies. Christine Baranski, who I absolutely adore and love, she plays Marissa Tomei's mom's character. Uh, who else? There are a couple of Indian guys, Ajay Naidu, um, Emil Marva as Vijay Rao. I don't even know if he's actually Indian. He reminds me of somebody else. Uh, um, oh yeah, he is actually. Mother is Norwegian and his dad is Punjabi Sikh, but I think raised in Kenya. So he does have Indian roots. Sanjeev Bhaskar, who's got a small role as well. Bobby Cannavale, who plays a fireman. Anybody else? Sakina Jeffrey's got a tiny role in this, and she looks pretty young. It's 2002, but she really looks very young in this movie. And Ronald Gutman plays the father for Marissa Tomei's character. So basically, the movie is about Ramu Gupta, who is they saw him as a young kid growing up in India. He's watching with his family a Bollywood movie at the cinemas. He's bored. He goes outside. He sees music. Sorry, right? He hears music coming from another screening, and he goes and sees Grease. So that influenced him. He wants to become an actor in Hollywood, and he wants to basically be like the Indian version of John Travolta. So he becomes a dance teacher, and he is living in the outskirts of Delhi. So finally, he gets his chance. His cousin is supposed to be a successful man living in New York City with a nice apartment, nice cars, and all that stuff. So he decides that he's also going to go to the United States. So he leaves his business, his dance teaching school, leaves his family behind, and he goes off to America. When he reaches there, apparently Vijay is just he was just lying his ass off. He excuse me. He took pictures of somebody else's flat, some other people's cars, and he is actually working as a server in an Indian restaurant in New York. So he gets a job for. He's got a couple of other roommates. He gets a job for Ramu in the same place, but he gets fired after the first day because he dumps butter chicken on a racist customer. And then he tries looking out for movie options, and he says, "I know I'm fated for this." He actually goes and goes for an adult um, film production company, but he is not aware of it. So he goes there. He does a little bit of dance, kind of like the Tom Cruise. What's the movie? Risky Business, if I'm not mistaken. So he does that kind of same dance routine with the Hindi version of that song, Old Time Rock and Roll. And so um, so he gets a job, but unfortunately um, he's not able to perform. So the actress that he's paired up with um, is Heather Graham's character Sharona. She's absolutely wonderful and beautiful in this movie. Um, so she gives him some tips about how to look at the art of love and all that stuff. And one night at a catering job from the same restaurant, Ramu gets the catering job even though he's fired from the restaurant. This is for Marissa Tomei's character Lexi, and she is one of these rich girls who has various interests in different things like yoga and all that stuff. So it's spiritual thing here, spiritual thing there. She's a hoot in the movie, by the way. I mean, I kind of look down on those kind of people, but she does the job absolutely fun. So she's got a mother who's not really supportive, but her brother and dad are kind of supportive. So they have got a guru from India, supposed to be at this birthday party with a lot of rich people there. So it's really funny. So the Swami, the guru, gets drunk and he basically passes out. So they dress up Ramu instead, and he goes and he passes on advice the way that Sharona told him. So they basically take off all their clothes and they're sitting at the dining table. And he is a success, so they pay him a little bit. And then Lexi becomes kind of sort of his disciple, as well as she wants to make him famous. She's got a lot of contacts in the industry, so she gets some interviews, she gets some good clients. So what Ramu basically does is he goes to Sharona, gets advice from her about sexuality and letting go of all your inhibitions and things like that, how to treat a woman properly and all those things. And then he uses it kind of like a guru technique, and he starts falling in love with Sharona, so he's not feeling good about lying to her. She finds out eventually, cutting short all the other things that happens, and so he decides towards the end that what he really wants is her rather than this fake life of being a imaginary guru. So at the cusp of the moment when he's supposed to be hit with fame, he decides that he is going to crash her wedding. She's trying to get married to a guy who's actually a closet homosexual. And at the wedding, when the priest says, "Is there anybody who has objections?" Ramu comes in, as well as the Bobby Cannavale's actor, who's actually in love with the boyfriend of Heather Graham's character. So all's well that ends well. Ramu gets the girl, and they have a nice Hindi song, Bollywood dance. So it's actually funny to see all them dancing in that Bollywood style. So it's a silly, funny movie. But like it's kind of like got these feel-good moments. Basically, look at Pretty Woman. It's kind of like that, or rather in that vein. Although that is a lot more done a lot more seriously. This one is, of course, all fun and games, and it's a very, very funny movie. Well, I wouldn't say it's a very, very funny movie, but it's a very enjoyable movie with a lot of things. Directed by Daisy Von Sheila Mayer. I have never heard of her before, and so the movie didn't actually do well. It was made on a budget of around 11 million, and at the box office made around 24 million. But I find this movie to be very enjoyable. I can watch it, and like I said, I kind of missed this movie for a long time. I definitely will watch it over and over again. So I'm actually looking forward to placing the order on for the DVD as well. So once that is there, definitely will have it in my collection. And absolutely fun movie to watch. I will give this movie an 8.5 out of 10 because it keeps me entertained. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.